In December, growing up, my mom would always tell me all these Christmas and holiday stories, and a lot of them had to do with different themes of just really touching giving moments, people looking out for other people. And so that's overall the theme that I wanted to play with today is compassion, and specifically the idea of helping our body, compassion toward our body by helping us get some of the kinks out, some of the tight areas. We'll do nice stretches all over the body, just kind of a nice, slow, gentle progression. And so that's overall the theme, the intention that we'll be playing with today. And think of, as you're traveling through that journey, think of if there's any ways that you can have compassion, giving, and just kindness over the next couple of weeks. Just kind of what makes the season special to me. So with that, I get to help lead us on into this wonderful class. Let's take our initial stretches. So arm stretch all the way to the back wall. Inhale. Exhale, lean the shoulders partway to one side. Inhale back to length. Exhale, lean to the second side. Stretching shoulders, stretching side ribs. A nice banana shape. And after the next one, return back to the straight spine, right knee comes into chest, hug around that knee. Pull it in as tight as possible. Take some ankle rolls for the foot. Straighten the leg up to sky, grab on. Stretch for the hamstring area. Taking our time here, allow that knee to take some of the bend out of it. So we're trying to push the heel higher and higher and higher. Sometimes that means we need to back off of how deep we're pulling it in. Maybe the leg is more upright rather than pulling closer to the torso or something like that. But just get to that spot where hamstring is in a really nice stretch. Take the deep belly breaths. And then hook the right heel to the back left end of the fabric. Yep, just like that. And then slide the shin a little bit closer to the chest. That just gets it deeper and deeper and deeper into that right hip. Not only are these stretches almost like a loving kindness, compassion experience for the body, but also we can give our body the gift of imagine what if each breath you took was almost like we're pulling in more life force into the body. So by pausing, rather than taking shallow breaths, pausing and consciously turning that breath into a deep cycle, at least for this time, this moment. Almost like we're giving our body passion and love, thanking it for all that it's done for us, and heading toward a really good spot. One more breath for this hip. Inhale. Let's exhale. Release the leg and drop it down. Left knee comes into chest. Give it a good hug. Ankle rolls. Straightening up for hamstring. Not pausing, but continuing. Deepen the expression of the stretch. Higher and higher the foot goes. And left heel hooks to back right. Slide the shin in. Nice sense to relax the hip open. One more deep inhale. Exhale, release this leg. As it drops down, pop the head out the back end of the fabric. Let the weight of the head drop backwards. A lot of times when we're using a pillow through the night, it pushes the head forward. So this is a chance to give the neck a little counter stretch. If it feels nice, you can even jut the jaw up toward the ceiling. That helps to invite the front of the throat into a stretch too. You can either stay here nice and gentle for just the neck, or start to release the arms, the shoulders, as much of the back, out the back end as you like. So it doesn't have to be much, or it could be all the way fabric falling down. Your choice. Take one more good inhale. Exhale, start to locate the fabric with your hands. Raise up. Take your time. Eventually, we're leaning forward over our legs. So we're leaning there. We roll the head over toward the right shoulder. The head rolls to left shoulder. You can take that in a continuous cycle, or if there's a really tight spot that needs some attention, pause in a good neck stretch moment. From here, we'll start to lay all the way back again. We're preparing for vampire. So as you're laying back, the head is out the back into the fabric. You're getting just one thin layer of fabric to completely cover the shoulders. Any excess, you start to push down toward your feet. Take your time doing any adjustments you need until it's just right. Just one good thin layer all the way over your shoulders. And then once you're there, hands reach up high, left and right. The feet come up high. The feet push into the fabric above where the hands are. And by pushing, you're able to engage the core to lift upside down. Okay, I'll help you. All the way to this. Yeah, I'll have something to figure out. You get to choose how long you're upside down. Some people love this. They want to be here for a full minute or more. If you ever feel signs of dizziness or anything like that, come upside down, come lay back down before it gets worse. Never want to push it too far. Those that are still upside down, you're welcome to stay another 4 or 5 breaths. Those that have been down for a while and you feel like your head is okay to sit, to start working toward a seated position, that's where we're going to be heading. No rush to get there, but eventually work your way up. The feet can kick free out the front end when you get there. Okay, clasp hands behind the back, shift the hands to the right waist, and then the right ear drops to right shoulder. Head rises back up, hand shift to left, and then left ear drops down. Okay, head rises back up, bring the arms to the inside of the fabric again. From here, the right knee comes into chest. Try to clasp hands around right ball of foot. So lean back just a little bit to counterbalance the weight of the leg as the leg starts to stretch upward. It's fine if the knee is a little bit bent, but if it feels like you're not really getting much of a stretch, you can walk your hands more like around the ankle or calf area instead. So your choice. Start to switch how you're gripping such that the left hand is on the outside of the right foot. And then that frees up the right arm to circle up and back. Nice twist. At the same time, we're getting an IT band stretch. Return the arm forward, release the foot, drop the knee, and second side. So the knee bends into the chest so that we can grab around the foot and start to lengthen the leg upward as much as possible. Hook the right hand to outside of the foot. The left arm starts to circle up to reach back. And return the arm forward, release the foot. Bring the arms to outside of the fabric so we can exit. We'll flip the legs up briefly and lean forward out. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is attempt a flexed arm hang. So whenever you're ready to come out, sooner or later, it's going to be right foot in front, left foot behind. So that's how we'll land. So I like to set up my hands like you're giving the fabric a hug. Wrap around once or twice. You've got almost like a safety wrap around your wrists. With that wrap, try to do the best flexed arm hang possible. Try to go for like 5 seconds or more if possible. If you need to just do hops, do like 3 hops or so before you land. Right foot forward, left foot back. Okay? So inhale up. Exhale, rise. Hops this way. Good. Whenever you're landing, right foot forward, left foot back. Release the hands, open the arms, and lean forward until the fabric catches around your biceps. Up to you if it feels better to keep the toes and the ball of the foot on the floor or to lift them to get into the calf. Whichever feels better. Release the foot, bend the knees to slowly rise. You can reset the grip. We're going to aim for another flexed arm hang, and then next, when we land, it's left foot forward. So when you're ready, go. Keep breathing when you're up. Sometimes the second one's not quite as long, and that's okay. Same thing, release the hands, open them wide, lean forward, catch around the biceps. Bend the knees, roll the spine up. Take the fabric out in front of you. This time just an easy grip with each hand. It'll be just a quick up and then right foot lands in front of you. And reset the hands there in front of us about shoulder distance or slightly wider. Lean back forward. Some slightly different through the shoulder stretch. Feel the body just a little bit warmer because of that core and strengthening activation. And turn the big toes to the long edge of the mat. Start to lean the whole fabric and everything toward the left side. Rotate the toes back forward, slightly bend the knees, rise up, reset. So just grabbing the fabric up high, a quick hop up, one more switch of the legs. Good, reset back to shoulder distance. That's okay, you got it. Good. One more time, lean forward. start to turn the toes to the right, long edge, to the right. And return back forward. Bend the knees, roll up. Feet can come together. Take the fabric up to the hip bones. Hip toe forward to take all the slack out of the fabric. And then as you start to bend forward, release the thumbs, drop the hips to the floor. 2 or 3 big steps back, makes it so that it's hips under the plumb line again. Good, so we're going to be playing with our 3-legged dog, standing split variation. So leave the left foot to the floor. Right leg kicks wide to remind you to catch the toes on the outside of the fabric. So right on the right side. When you catch, start to pull back. So you've got it on the inside of the foot. That's good. And then just do whatever flexibility you have. Try to slide the foot up. Hands on the floor is kind of the easier variation if anybody wants to try. Releasing the hands to grab around the left cup, that is not me. Yeah. You just have to make sure that leg stays down, otherwise you'll slip out. Good. Okay, let's reset the hands for second side. Start to slide this right foot closer to glute and then release. And left foot kicks wide to remind us to wrap around outside of the left shin. Okay. Whenever you get it, you're welcome to try to lift the leg upward as much as possible. Think of it first as being a pushing action, trying to push the hands into the earth. You have the option to play with grabbing around right calf. When you're ready to gently drop down, hands return, feet gently return. If your hips are getting a little tender, take just the simple down dog where you're trying to almost lift the hips off of the fabric. If you're at that point where you're welcome to take a hip hang, you just tug around the shins. So just remember, any of these deep massages that we get, they get better over time. So if it's really tender today, it'll get better over time. If your head, though, is getting to that spot where it's about hit, it's a good spot for being upside down, you're welcome to work on gently planting the feet. Take your time slowly rolling the head up. So that'll be basically any inversion. The exit timing is up to you. Whenever you are up, fabric comes behind you, so you have a chance just to let the head continue to get more blood. So close. That's okay. One thing I love to do here is just bend the right knee and start to sway toward the right. Huge side stretch. And then straightening that side, bend left, sway to the left. Take it at your own pace. Beautiful. So from here, start to step backwards until you can stand on your own. Put the fabric out in front of you. Bunching up the fabric, replacing the ball of the right foot into the center. Make sure you kind of pop up really close to the front line. The knee bends and goes past where the front of the fabric is. That'll make it, keep it caught so it doesn't just slip out. So now grab the foot, lift it up with the left hand. You're taking it into a hip stretch area. So it doesn't have to be level with the ground. It can be slightly a higher angle, that's fine. But we're grabbing onto each side again and then sinking forward until we feel our hips start to stretch. I like to keep the foot really flexed so we don't sickle the ankle. If you want even further, you could hop the other foot backwards to sink even more. Personal preference. Good work. And if you hopped back, hop back forward. Start to slide the foot back to the middle. The knee comes upright and then extend the leg forward. So personal preference for hamstring, you either slide the hands closer to the foot, lean the torso down, or if you want more of the split, slide the hands up and sink your weight as deep forward as you wish. Remember the deep breathing, what kind that is on the body. Return your weight over your standing leg. Use your hands to safely rise your spine up. So from here, we're going to start opening the leg to the side. If it feels like the leg wants to just swing back forward, you'll have to change where your standing foot is. So I would hop slightly forward, and then the leg should kind of stay directly to the side. Keep hopping until you find that standing spot that works, and then bunch both hands onto both strands of the fabric. So once you're there, keep the chest open. Maybe slide the right hand a little closer to the toes. Your choice if you're going to continue to sink your weight to the side, or if this is plenty of stretch right where you're at. If you put weight to the side, take your weight back over standing leg. Keep the left hand on this closer side, bending the knee, send the leg behind you, and then the right hand grabs the other. Good. So your arm shouldn't be crossed. Awesome. Very good. Okay, so just rest the fabric on the back side of the shoulders and start to sink your weight backward. The more the knee points back, the deeper the quad stretches. So just get it to a spot where it's not screaming at you, but you can definitely feel a quad stretch. Knee pain is always to be avoided. Okay, weight back over standing leg. Again, just keep the left hand. The right hand releases, this leg swings around forward. Hop just a little bit backwards. Okay, so with the leg out in front of us, left hand switches to right half now. Right arm opens back out like the twist we did earlier. Beautiful. One hand on each side facing back forward. Flip the fabric to the side. Hand side up nice and high. Sink the weight forward. I love this one for the psoas stretch, but depending on the person, it might be more of a back calf stretch instead. Okay, weight returns over standing leg. Turn to the left side. Warrior two, open the arms, sink the weight forward. And return, weight back over standing leg, tree pose, the right foot to the left side. So with this tree pose today, clasp hands behind the back. Hands go to the right waist again. And then right ear drops to right shoulder. If this isn't quite the neck stretch you want, adjust. So the nose can tilt slightly down toward armpit. Or you can reverse it. The chin can lift a little, the head rolls slightly behind the shoulder. Just find the spot that feels perfect for your neck. We're here a couple more breaths. Okay, head rises. As we release the hands, we're going to step through, so we're straddling the fabric. Use the hands behind you to separate the fabric so that you're about in the middle, and then sit into it. You can spread it down your thighs once you're sitting. Okay, we're going to get both feet onto the fabric that's in front of us. So I'll usually take a hand and push it in the middle. That's how I find the spot where my foot needs to go. So then one foot comes up, led by the other. Lengthen the legs upward to the extent that feels okay for your back and your hamstrings. If you get to the point where legs are all the way straight, the way to get deeper from there is to scan through your body and see what you can release. So usually there's some muscles that kind of stay tensed up just to protect your body. So if you scan through your body and you find any of those, try to help them relax. Another option is to hug around the thighs and hug it in even closer. That being said, this might be super deep, so no pressure. Even if the knees are slightly bent the whole time, that's okay.
Lord, who is that thing?
Made it. Okay, you made it. Good.
That was the cardio portion of it. Messed up.
So you can stay here with hamstrings a little bit longer, or you can head at any point into a cobbler's pose, bottoms of feet together, knees open to the sides. You choose how close the heels come into pelvis. We're gonna exit, so let the feet slide to the front end of the fabric, closer to mirror. And then turn your body that direction. As we tilt forward to exit, leave your elbows caught into the fabric, and then walk forward. Find a good spot where it holds your shoulders into a stretch. So that might mean you push the chest forward and kind of arch through the spine, or it might mean it's almost more like a plank where you start to return your feet back a little bit more. So either way, whatever feels best, get into a nice shoulder opening. Okay, we're gonna exit. So start to take your weight back over your legs. You need to walk closer to the plumb line to release your arms. That's fine. We'll end up standing behind the fabric. Put the fabric in front of us. The left foot steps into the middle. Hop up close to it, at least to start. Remember, the knee goes past where the line of the fabric is so that when the foot slides up, the leg stays caught into it. And whenever you're there, hand on each side. Yeah, take it as slow as you need. Sink your weight forward. Who knows, maybe this side's super tight compared to the other. So maybe just staying here is perfectly fine. If, like before, you wanted to hop the other foot back to go a little bit deeper, you have that option. One more breath, deep pull into belly, and out, up underneath you to rise, foot slips to the center of the loop, and then lengthen the leg forward, your choice. Maybe your hands are sliding down, you're just leaning forward, or maybe you're sliding hands up, thinking weight further forward, your choice. Rising up. This is where we have to play with where our standing foot is, such that the leg will just stay directed to the side. It's your foot there, leg to the left, lunge up both hands with both strands, slide the left hand down. Your choice if you're continuing to sink your weight to the left. Okay, weight comes back. The right hand stays. The leg comes back behind you, and then the left hand slips in to grab the other. Good. Rest the fabric on the back side of the shoulders and just lean backwards, quad stretch. And weight comes over standing leg. Keep the right hand gripping. The leg swings around in front. Good. The leg stays forward. Now the right hand is gripping on left. Left hand opens to the chest. Return. Slip fabric down to the knee. Maybe hop back just a little. Hands go up high. Sink your weight forward. Nice lunge shape. So as stretch. Okay, weight comes back for a moment. Turn the toes to the right. Grabbing onto the right, sink the weight back forward, then open arms, warrior two. And hands grab on. So we come back to stand, the foot comes to the thigh for tree pose. Balance is there. Clasp hands behind the back. Shift hands to the left waist, and then the left ear drops down to left shoulder. Same thing as before, you can adjust the head slightly forward or slightly backward of the shoulder if that gets a better spot for your shoulder stretch. Good. Head rises. And from here, same thing, step through, divide the fabric. Gonna sit in the middle. Once you're sitting, one foot and then the other comes up to the middle of the fabric in front of your face. As the legs extend upward. That's just to check in. Maybe this experience is totally different than the first time. Maybe the muscles have relaxed quite a bit. If there's any more spots that can release, to allow you into a deeper expression, let that release, and then we're taking 2 or 3 more breaths here. Stay or shift to cobbler. And this time the legs free out to each side. Slide the fabric all the way to cover each leg. Okay, and we're going to take a pigeon pose toward the mirror. So the leg that's closer to the mirror, bend that knee. Dive your head and your shoulders. Oh yeah, go ahead and go back to the straddle position. That's it. So once you're straddle and then both legs in, both ankles into the fabric. And extend the legs straight out. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Now from that position, face toward the mirror. The leg that's closer to the mirror bends. Yep. Your shoulders kind of free out the mirror side. And then you need to locate the two front ends of the front of the fabric so that you can lift your hips up, swing your straight leg back into pigeon pose. Yep, grabbing up high, and then your back leg swings all the way back to the back. Let back leg can straighten if that feels good. Rock your weight onto that front hip. Swing the legs back open to the wide figure V straddle. And then we're taking pigeon pose to the back wall. So the leg that's closer to the back wall bends in. Free out our shoulders a little bit to that side to help us locate the back end of the fabric. Grip high. Pick up your weight so that the back leg can swing all the way back. Good. Here we are. Rock your weight onto that front hip to this direction. Swing the legs back open, wide figure V. Slide the right hand down the right leg, left hand reaches up and over. And rise. Slide left hand down left leg, right hand up and over. And rise. Kick the legs out of each side, so fabric's back to the knees. Bunching the fabric up in front of us can help us to swing the leg back forward. We're facing forward, both legs to the mirrors. And here we're gonna prepare for our last inversion. You get to choose either the diaper wrap inversion by staying sitting like this. Just slide the fabric down to your hips and then wrap the legs around each side. Or if you want to do straddle back, you can pop out and do the straddle back version. It's your choice. Good, so grab on the fabric. Yeah, I like to push the fabric all the way down to like my hip bones almost. Not sitting bones, but hip bones, yeah. And then good, feeling halfway back. Like, oh, you like that? Why? No, not quite. Don't let go there. Yeah. Yeah. The other way flips through, so. Good, and then once you got that, yeah, your hands can release. This is one last chance just for the spine to release. You get to choose how long to stay here. So some people might stay here halfway through the Shavasana. Awesome, great. Some people might be like 30 seconds and then you're ready to come back in. So whenever you come back in, it's just Shavasana time. So you'll just lay all the way back like how we started class. Here we'll begin to deepen our inhales, deepen our exhales. And start to take little movements that allow our body to return. Stretching like we did first thing in class, stretching arms to the back wall, wiggling shoulders left and right. Maybe a fetal position, keeping the legs long but rolling onto one hip. From that position, you can curl in like a fetal position or arch back. Moving back and forth can be really nice. Just waking the spine up. If you're doing that, I'd recommend 3 or 4 to one side, and then switch sides, 3 or 4 to the other. Balance out the spine. some point sooner or later, a spot where we're ready to work our way up to a seated position. Where you're ready, keep the feet out the front, arms start to rise. Hands to the heart. We feel within our own bodies how nice it is to take this time for self-care, self-love, self-compassion. Now, wrapping up class, we head forward with that energy more outward, heading into looking out for others, looking for just one small thing we can do to help somebody else help. So with that, we're able to make the season just a little bit more magical. So with that to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much. You're very, very welcome.